And after doing a bunch of research, I found out of this thing called NAMI, and it was the National Alliance for Mental Illness. And I actually contacted them to just, see if I could volunteer. And when I volunteered, I went to the volunteer meeting. They were like, well, we actually have resources to train people for, mental health counseling and to suicide prevention, like first aid. And it just was a perfect fit. So the fact that I'm doing already this with my art and now partnering with them, I'm trying to just do as much as I can to, especially here in Southern Nevada, to let people know that there's so much help out there.
Well, that is local artist and mental health advocate Juan Muñez talking about a great resource here in Southern Nevada to help those struggling with depression, anxiety, and mental illness. And today is the perfect time to talk about it. Well, every day truly is, but today is National Hugging Day. Joining me now from NAMI is Trin Dang and Dr. Sheldon Jacobs. Truly, like we said, every day is important. And basically, a lot of people need a hug, literally and figuratively, because mental health and mental illness is such a pervasive issue that still needs so much attention to break the stigma. And you guys, thank you for what you're doing. So many resources available that you're providing.
Yes, thank you so much for having us here. We do have family support groups as well as peer support groups. Our whole idea is just to bring a community together and open up a space, a safe space for families and peers to be able to come together and speak about mental health and provide that support for each other.
Absolutely. And Doctor, a lot of illnesses people have, cancer, health disease, people understand those, they sympathize quickly, they're there to offer a hand. With mental illness, that's not the case. People still are confused by it, they shy away. There is that stigma that we still need to just break.
That is correct. Unfortunately, that stigma still exists, very strongly, but I think one of the good things is that we are talking about it more. I mean, we're sitting here today, this platform that you guys have provided us to talk about mental health and mental illness. I mean, it's great. I mean, 5-10 years ago, this probably wouldn't be happening. So the fact that we're having these discussions and we're talking about mental health and mental illness openly is a tremendous thing.
And whether it's artists like Juan or, Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons, Lady Gaga, having stars talk about their own struggles, because a lot of people associate depression with just having the blues or, why are you down? Your life's going great. But it is a disease. It's just like having anything that needs treatment. It needs medical attention. And even at an early age, you guys are doing so much in local schools to help.
Exactly. We have an Ending the Science program where we go into schools, we talk to youth about the different types of illnesses, just warning signs. We have 3 different programs, one that targets teachers and staff, one for family members, and one for youth. And we have those presentations at different times just so we have a different audience that we target.
And what would you say to look for, whether it's in yourself or a loved one or family member or a child, a student, that are very obvious warning signs that you need to get some help?
I think a lot of times any abrupt change in behavior, I think is a big one. So for instance, if somebody who normally sleeps maybe 6 to 8 hours a night, and all of a sudden they're sleeping 12 to 14 hours a night or a day, that's definitely an adverse change on behavior. Sometimes it's more subtle, like food.
Yeah.
If, somebody who usually has a pretty healthy appetite and all of a sudden they're not eating on a consistent basis, that might be a warning sign as well. So there's definitely little subtle signs. I think the issue sometimes is that we get caught up in our own day to day, and we don't see those more overt signs that are being manifested by that are close to us. So,
well, I just love what you guys are doing. It's so important. You're going to schools. Even this week, National Hugging Day is a perfect time to maybe open a conversation up, or just reach out to somebody you think is having a hard day and just be there for them. Here's the information: NAMISouthernNevada.org on Facebook, Twitter, also the website. And just again, we can't stress how important it is to start these conversations, break the stigma, and just let people know there are so many resources like NAMI out there to help. So, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Really appreciate it.